It's Friday, and I have been purchasing assets like crazy. I've deployed over thousands of dollars to purchase assets that are going to allow me to be financially free. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about all the cash we made this week from selling options and collecting dividends. On top of that, I'm going to talk about all the purchases I made. But if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. My name is Isaiah, and I would love to have you here because we talk about selling cash-secured puts, covered calls, doing credit spreads, as well as collecting dividends. So if you're interested in that journey, make sure you subscribe, leave a like, comment down below how you did this week. I know the market's been red the last 2 days, but have you been making purchases? I know I have, and in this video, I'm going to talk about that. So let's first go into our trade history. Always like to be fully transparent, everything I'm doing. Let's first talk about our options. I believe the best way to generate income is by selling cash-secured puts and covered calls. When you sell a cash-secured put, you're agreeing to buy a stock for a predetermined price. Essentially, you are getting paid just to agree to buy something you want to own anyway. Easy money, in my opinion. Now, remember, guys, nothing I say should ever be taken as financial advice. I am just a guy on YouTube documenting my journey, and honestly, I'm glad you're here for it. So $80 we collected this week in option selling. That's much lower than our normal week, but the reason for that, it's our heavy week in dividends. Boom! Look at these dividends we've collected this week and are going to collect tonight. So first, let's take a look at COYY and TSYY. They pay us every week. We collected over $250 from them. ULTY, also a weekly payer. We collected $25 from them. ORC, one of our monthly payers, we got $43 this week from them. I'm trying to increase investments into my monthly paying dividends because I want to be able to live off of monthly paying funds. I want to generate income through option selling and weekly dividends, invest that into monthly paying dividends, and then be able to live off of that. So that's the goal. And then let's take a look here. CLM, CRF, 2 monthly payers, cornerstone funds. I love them. Gonna get $400. That's a nice little paycheck tonight, Friday night, $400. Can't beat it. I'm gonna be able to buy all the energy drinks that I want. And PDI, that is a monthly payer. Ex-dividend date was in January. Even though the payment's not hitting until February 2nd, I am counting that as a January payer. So that will be included in the video over the weekend on where I dive into how much money I made this month. Now, just a quick recap. Last month, I made $3,500 in total. $530 of it was monthly payers. It was the first month I had monthly paying dividends into the account. This month, I've collected $700 in monthly dividend payments, but I will total up how much income we brought in throughout the month, see if we can beat last month's $3,500. And what I want to do real quick is I want to give a quick shout out to the best group on YouTube. So give me 1 second. Let's jump over. But before I do anything else, I want to give a quick shout out to the best group on YouTube, the Premium Generals. It's an exclusive group where I post educational content such as how to sell cash-secured puts, how to sell covered calls, how to do credit spreads, debit spreads, as well as the strangle method and other forms of investing. On top of that, we have a Discord, which if you're a Premium General, you get access to the Discord where I post my trades every single day. On top of that, I have over 100 and some videos in this group, private portfolio updates. And then finally, for $10, you get to be in every single video. So like I said, it's $10. Come check it out. Join us. Love to have you. And with that being said, let's get back into the video. Okay, we're back in the account. I know we're a little red today. It says we're $73 down. Honestly, that's linked to my weekly payers, COYY and TSYY. I do want to possibly make some adjustments on those two just because they have been paying me fantastic, but their NAV erosion is just rapid. I generate income better with the option selling over that, so it's kind of, you know, I've been getting a lot of income, but maybe moves need to be made, and I'll talk that over with the group. But anyway, let's talk about some major milestones this week. So CRF, one of the 3 cornerstone funds, I have been purchasing shares like crazy. I believe in consistent daily buys. You do that over a 10-year span, your mind will be blown how rich you can be. So let's take a look here. We are up to 2,000 shares. Ex-dividend day of this month was January 16th. That was 14 days ago, 2 weeks ago. We had 1,755 shares in that time. We are up to 2,000 shares, which means we picked up 245 shares in a span of 2 weeks. That's fantastic. The goal is to get that to 2,000 shares for the short term. By the end of 2026, the end of this year, I'd like to have this at close to 3,000, if not 3,000. But I want to take a break from purchases daily here and start making some other daily purchases. The same with CLM. I just started making daily purchases on this again. Call out, I was at 1,675 last 2 weeks ago. I'm now at 1,750, which means I've picked up 75 shares since ex-dividend day. I would like to get this up to 2,000 shares before next ex-div in February. That would be the goal. That's a lofty goal, 250 shares, but we're generating income every week. We're taking advantage of some margin use. We are going to be successful with our consistency long-term. PDI, ex-dividend date was January 14th. We had 873 shares. We now have 1,000 shares. That was my goal for this one. So I'm not going to make any more purchases in PDI for a while, but I will add down the road. But 1,000, a nice share goal. I was buying, 1, 2, 3 shares every day to get to this point. So that means since the 14th, which is 16 days ago, we picked up 137 shares. That's incredible. Up to 1,000 shares total. Let's keep grinding. T-SPY, we've been buying heavy in here. Last month, ex-div, we had 100 shares total. First month we added to this account. I said I would like to get this close to 200 shares before the next ex-div, which is honestly probably next week. I don't think I'm going to get that 200 shares by then, but again, in the span of a month, we've picked up 85 shares. That's going to go a long way in our monthly payouts because these guys pay monthly. And like I said, I want to every month increase my total monthly payout. View it this way. Last month, I had $530 from monthly dividend payers. This month, $700. Next month, I am on track to make around $800, $850 in monthly payouts. Now, that really depends on if the dividends continue to be consistent in their payouts, but I think they will be. And so we will continue to trend in the right direction. And then same thing with TDAC. I had 22 shares last month for ex-div. I'm up to 45 daily purchases. Not necessarily daily on TDAC. Sorry, I misspoke. T-SPY daily, TDAC a couple times a week. I want to get this to 100 shares, but I'm deploying so much cash in other funds right now to try to get those goals. And then the last goal I wanted to talk about before I let you go for the day, ORC, I want to get this to 500 shares. My cost average is 723. This shot way up to over 830. I don't want to buy any of these when it's above my cost average of 723. I like it at that price. I'm not a fan of purchasing above that. So as it comes down, I will make some more purchases, get me closer to that 500 share goal total. But even ORC, I only had like 300 shares at last ex-div, so I picked up quite a few since. Now, I haven't been able to make any more purchases on this just because how high it's run, and I know people will view that as a good thing, and it is. But as someone that's a long-term asset purchaser, I would much rather have things down long periods of time, buy as many as I can, and then they can rise up later. But so I like to purchase when things are cheaper. Helps me have a little bit more success in the long term. So with that said, a fantastic week generating just over $800 in dividends plus the $80 in options. So $880, that's honestly a paycheck for a week for, some people, whatever you're making, that right there, that could be a 40-hour a week paycheck making $880. That's pretty dang good. I think that's $20, $22 an hour, somewhere in there. So think about that. If you're making that currently, you can invest in yourself, making small daily purchases. As I showed you my trade history many times, I'm purchasing 1 or 2 or 3 shares a day. I am not moving the needle every time I make a purchase. It's just the consistency that adds up over time, and I think you can do it too. And I think you'll really be surprised at how fast the snowball can grow. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in 1 year. But 5-year trajectory, if you buy 2 shares every trading day, let's say there's 250 trading days in a year, and you're able to buy 2 shares a day, that's 500 shares a year. If you can do that over 10 years, that's 5,000 shares. How different would your life be if you had 5,000 shares of a fund that you believed in, plus share appreciation over time, things like that? It really adds up. You just have to be consistent with it. So I hope you will. I hope you join my group. Love to have you. We have a Discord. We just started that Discord, so we're hoping to get some more people in, hoping to grow the community. And like I said, there's over 100 videos in the Premium General group, some very educational, some private portfolio updates, things like that. So come check it out, spend the $10, watch 1,000 videos, and let's all grow together. And with that said, I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.